Hi, and welcome to the How to Survive Healthcare podcast. I'm your host, Kayla Thompson-Riviere, seasoned critical care RN turned independent patient advocate. Tune in every week so that you can learn the things about the U.S. healthcare system that no one ever tells you. That way that you can get the most from it and optimize your health outcomes. Now, of course, this podcast is strictly to inform and entertain and should never be taken as a substitute for medical advice. Let's dive right in. Now, a fun holiday. However, I can tell you from being an ER nurse, it is also a holiday where, unfortunately, a lot of people do not stay safe. So I want to share the top tips with you to keep you safe and out of the hospital this holiday and enjoying wonderful Independence Day that our founding fathers gave us. These tips come from the American Red Cross, although I'm going to throw in a couple of my own as well. So the biggest areas that we see people injured through 4th of July activities is fireworks, picnics or barbecues, and pools or beaches. So a few statistics. Why does this matter? Why am I bringing it up? So with regard to fireworks, it's about an estimated 10,000 people a year are injured by fireworks. And this is actually it's quickly on the rise compared to what it used to be. Picnics, we have an estimated 48 million cases of food poisoning annually, and a lot of them do come from picnics and barbecue and some unsafe food handling practices. And unfortunately, we have about 12,000 drownings in the U.S. every year, with about 4,000 of those being fatal. So we definitely don't want to lose anybody this holiday or have them land in the hospital. So listen up. Long list of actionable items for you to keep in mind going towards the holiday this week. So fireworks. Some of these are obvious, but definitely bear repeating, okay? The safest way to enjoy fireworks is to attend a fireworks show put on by professionals. If you are going to set off some fireworks at home, please never give them to small children. Never throw or point a firework towards people, animals, vehicles, structures, or other flammable materials. And always follow the instructions on the packaging. They are there for a reason. One of the things that includes is if you have a firework that is a dud or doesn't light on the first time, please do not try to relight it. It can be where the wick is slowly burning inside, and as you go to relight it, it blows up on you. Also, always keep a good supply of water nearby, ideally a hose and not just a solo cup. And make sure that the Red Cross says, make sure the person lighting the fireworks always wears eye protection. Have I actually seen this ever happen? No, but the Red Cross says you should do it, and you don't want to be the person who ends up with an eye injury, knowing full well ahead of time that you should have done that. Before you light them, or if you're keeping any leftovers that didn't get lit, make sure that you're storing them in a cool, dry place away from children and pets. Now, when we are enjoying our barbecues and picnics, a couple of things to keep in mind there. Always, if you're preparing the food, always wash your hands. I also would encourage you to exercise caution when you are going to a picnic where a lot of people have brought food. I generally, if I don't know the people who are preparing the food, I typically don't eat it because I don't know how sanitary they are. And I have been in quite a few kitchens that once you saw them, you wouldn't want to eat out of them. So that's just something also to keep in mind if you're not sure the state of the kitchen that the food was prepared in. Of course, don't leave food out in the hot sun. Make sure that we're keeping hot food hot and cold food cold. If you're going to cook on the grill, always do it outside and away from the house. You want to keep it several feet away from the house. Look out for any tree branches or anything nearby that could catch fire. Always supervise the grill when it's in use, and don't squirt lighter fluid on a fire that is already lit. The fire can go up the lighter fluid into the bottle that you are holding. Make sure that you're using grill tools and not just regular kitchen tools, because they're going to have that extra length to keep you from getting burned. And of course, keep children and pets away from the grill. Teach your kids that just to stay away from the grill in general, because they don't know whether it's hot or not. Moving on to some water safety. If you're going to the beach, please only swim when there is a lifeguard. And if you're not familiar, if you're visiting the beach and you're not familiar to swimming in those waters, have some caution. Don't just go right out as deep as you can. Okay. It is definitely very different than swimming in a pool. I personally don't like to go in much further than my waist, because the tides can change quickly, and what one felt comfortable may not. Also, if you are going to the beach, you may want to consider bringing yourself some sort of a landmark. We like to bring a kite, and then we can attach it to our little tent that we set up. You want something that's easy to spot when you're in the water, and you want to be continually looking back at the shoreline, because what can happen when you're in the water, the tide can be moving either left or right from the position that you started, and it can actually carry you way far away from like your beach camp out area without you having any awareness of it. It happens quite quickly. So have a visual landmark and keep checking back so you can make sure you don't drift too far. When you are going with children, make sure that there is a designated water watcher, especially, I think most of the time people are pretty good about being in the water with their kids at the beach. But unfortunately, we see a little bit more laxness at a pool. But even in a pool, even in a kiddie pool, please always have somebody watching the kids. If you're the person watching the kids and you need to take a break, get a drink, go to the bathroom or something, you need to find another adult and make sure that they take that place and are watching the kids. Drowning, unfortunately, can happen very quickly and on actually a small amount of water. They don't even need to be completely submerged. So we always want a responsible, sober adult watching the kids. Children and other inexperienced swimmers should also always wear a properly fitted U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket. And this was one that fortunately I haven't seen personally, but don't ever dive head first, particularly at the beach, or of course, if you know the area is shallow. If you are caught in a rip current, stay calm and don't fight it. You want to swim parallel to the shore until you are out of the current, and then you can turn to try to swim into the shore. Draw attention to yourself by waving and calling for help. And one more thing that the Red Cross didn't have is your swimsuit color. I see all the time swimsuits are blue or green. That seems to be the most popular choice. The problem is if you are drowning, blue and green, nobody is going to see you. You really want to stick with the bright colors like yellow and orange, ideally neon. I buy my kids neon rash guards. It also makes it very easy to spot them at the beach, but God forbid if they ever are drowning, we have a much better chance at being able to see them and find them than if they're wearing blue. So lots of points to consider there. I know I threw a lot at you. Please, I encourage you to listen through it again if you need to. I want to make sure all of my listeners stay safe and out of the ER this 4th of July. And of course, every day. Please share this with somebody who you know is going to be going to a party or other 4th of July event. And guys, if it feels like it might be a dumb idea, it probably is, and you probably shouldn't do it. Okay, trust that gut instinct. I can't tell you how many times I've had people come in with silly preventable injuries who knew ahead of time they darn well should not have been doing the thing that led to their injury. So please listen to that instinct. Do not have a hold my beer and watch this moment. And stay safe this holiday and have fun. Enjoy it. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.